Sorry about that. Oh, nobody's there. Christ. Action. Hello, welcome back. Hello. Hi. Sorry about that. My PlayStation 4 decided to kick me off the internet. Yay, me. Re-edit this post here. Delete that. Paste. There we go. There we go. Make a burp. If you hear me burping, I am sorry. I am drinking soda too. But we're gonna wait a little bit and see if other people will join the stream. Probably not. Yes. We're waiting a little bit to see if other people will join my stream. Do. Let me check something real quick. Okay, I have that much left. That's not bad. I'm not spending anymore. Okie dokie. I'm not gonna use my 10 yet. That's if they didn't get those up yet. Or I would've used my 10. Whee! For right now, until we get new people on, I will be doing just my regular quests. After I unlock her. Whoops, I didn't want to begin her quest. Ah! I didn't want to begin her quest yet. I will unlock hers though. Claim that. Undo that. Well, right now we'll just do my regular quests. Well, commissions. Do 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 do. I'm gay. Not really. is the normal quest in here too?
Fuck!
Fuck!
What else did we put on our shopping list?
And yes, I swear.
Oh, what a mouthful.
Look at Paimon. She's adorable.
No, the aroma of
I already have a fleshy of her and I snuggle her every night. Just kidding.
Still added to the list.
But I'm not kidding about the plushie.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon.
Hey!
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
Huh. So you two are still hanging out together. Dia, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends.
Aww.
The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dia to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like...
I didn't want to do Dia yet.
The job is already taken care of.
You can stay for it.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes! I can't believe you can still refuse that!
But wait.
Oh well.
Didn't you... There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
Aww.
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
Alright, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go, it's more like... I feel like something is off about you lately. Ever since
Oh,
you first set foot on the
Dia,
estate a few days
why?
ago, you've been acting anxious, and even... Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. Wouldn't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you just
Yeah,
said.
don't lie to her, Dia. Or I'm kicking your butt.
But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
Yeah, let her help you, Dia.
Oh, looks like Junior's was onto something.
Yes.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you.
This is exciting.
I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble.
Oh, Dia. She's so caring.
Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
Exactly.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
Aww. That's so sweet.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya?
Exactly. I wouldn't either. 'Cause that's me.
All right, I'll share what I know. let's go somewhere else first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion.
Yes. Let's go somewhere else.
Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me. Just go. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of Mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Desheret's Relics.
Hello, new person! Welcome to my stream. I am playing Genshin Impact, the new story for Dia.
Desheret's Relics?
And if you're wondering, yes, this is what I sound like.
You must really look up to...
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Ooh, how intriguing!
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Desheret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dekan al-Akmar.
Dekan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dekan al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
Woo! We'll get to meet Dia's dad! Ooh, how interesting.
Say what now?
Paimon, why are you surprised?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
Also, if you hear meowing, it's my cat. She's being a little butt tonight.
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them.
Well, shit! Well, let's kick their butts!
Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well.
Come on, let me at them. I want to kick their butts.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
Of course.
I don't know how Desheret's Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dekan al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years. If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target.
No! Dear, we have to do something.
I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
His own sanity, probably? Or maybe he just misses his own daughter. Who knows?
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him?
Wow. Go for you, Dia. Good for you.
He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women.
Oh, jeez. Sounds like like some anime I know of a character. Very much so of a character I know.
Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
Aw, poor Dia. She never knew mommy. That's sad.
I'm sorry, Dia. I didn't know.
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me.
Aww. Every mother should come to see their child. No matter what they're going through. Even if it's a bunch of drunk addicts and women chasers.
He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale.
Aww.
They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Aww, that's so sweet. In a way. But I guess to Dia, that would probably be boring for her to listen to. But other than that, it's still pretty sweet.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around. But after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull.
Aww.
He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play.
Oh God, that's scary.
Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish. That was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him. Until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself.
Oh jeez.
Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them.
Oh God.
No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down.
Good for you, Dia. Kick their butts. I would.
Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
They probably did at the time since you were a child, but since you're older now, you probably would have figured it out. But since you were a child, they probably didn't want you to find out.
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are close to me.
Which ones, people? This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Cheese! Which one, which one? Why they suddenly started causing so much more trouble, or you just want to find out? One, pick a pick a pick. I know I haven't been live that long, but hopefully more people will come in. Probably not. Knowing my luck. We'll do this one. Why they suddenly started causing so much more trouble?
Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
Ooh.
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
Aw, Dia, you're so adorable.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
Huh?
We're
There's
going
no
back
need
to the
for you to
desert with
talk to this
Dia.
mess, too.
Well, too late, we're already in it.
Well, she's super tough, so if she went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem would be solved in no time.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took her along to help.
This is exciting to me, I'm sorry.
I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
We will.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
Hell yeah! Let's do this! Let's do it! 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 Time to teleport! No, I want map. Thank you. Goofy controller. Go here. Oh. Check on the stream here. Everything looks good. Okay. Go talk to this fellow mercenary of Dehyas.
Hey, Dia, you're back. Are these two friends of yours?
No, they're not. We're just sitting here picking our noses singing hallelujah.
Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew.
Aw, the person left. No! They have abandoned the stream. I cry.
Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Akhmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently,
Oh, they
even
came
their own
back!
now have become
Yay!
acceptable targets.
Welcome back.
They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Ooh, intriguing.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. It sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market.
Oh, wow.
A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible.
Indeed, Paimon, I agree with you. It is terrible, so that's why we have to stop them.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, a shaman and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Dehyas relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific.
My bad.
It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as Dekan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
Interesting. Let's see what he says. They were able to cause so much damage that somehow makes things even more confusing. Let's go with they make things even more confusing.
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Haroon, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us.
Come on, why do I get to kick butt? I want to kick some butt.
Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
What he said. Besides, Dia, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing.
New person!
Yeah. And while they went to talk with the Khan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Interesting. Pardon me, I'm drinking soda.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Ribat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from her.
Ooh, I'm flattered.
Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh God, why? She is my emergency food. That's all she is, emergency food.
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Well, yeah. She's my companion.
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever she goes, Paimon will follow.
Indeed.
Oh, in that case, then you better take care of her too, Dia.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Paimon, you can't even fight! How do you expect to protect yourself if you can't even fight? That's why me and Dia has to protect you.
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here.
Indeed.
Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Yeah. The look on Paimon's face.
Oh,
That was funny.
Dia. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule?
Ooh.
We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Mane. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Aww. I'm so sorry.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Oh God! Why?
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows.
Yeah, you're hilarious. I love you.
The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Yeah, really. We got work to do.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they always like this?
Apparently.
More or less.
Aw, that's cute.
There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds.
Yes, my kind of gal.
If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight.
Oh, poor Paimon. Look the look on my face. Oh, my lord. Poor... I feel sorry. Oh, lord. The shocking look on the face of Lamine. Or me, I should say.
But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously.
And they run off.
Getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up, is better than keeping everything bottled
After the
up,
one
never talking about
guy.
it.
That's hilarious.
That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I wanna laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homiyanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dekhan al-Akhmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dia.
Okay, off to the next spot. And that is way over here. Wow. Not far. Okay.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
Ooh, I felt like you kicked some butt.
No need to worry. She knows her way around a fight.
Indeed I do.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them.
Ooh. You're awesome, Dia. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I must use my magical watch.
Ah, here they come. You ready?
Indeed I am. Let's go kick some
Let's not
butt.
give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Yeah! Let's see how you do, Dia.
That's close enough. Feeling lucky today?
Let's get it on!
Ooh! I like her ability so far.
Look alive!
Sorry if I don't talk, it's just I am focused. There, their butts have been kicked.
You're the Flame Main.
Duh!
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakana Lakmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
Well, considering that you got your butt kicked by a woman, I say you need to start talking, boy.
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes?
Ooh, very gory. I love it.
You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Good deal. I love you.
Whoa!
Yeah, Paimon's gonna be alright. Or should I go where she knows what she's doing? I think I'll go with it's alright,
I'm
Paimon.
not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds.
Ooh! So forceful! What? Poisoned?
Are you crazy?
Or did he just kill himself?
Tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies.
Well, shit. He bit off his own tongue. Fascinating.
Definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
Well, that's a good thing. At least he survived. So now, hopefully Dia will be able to get information, or...
Why would he be so extreme?
Because he's an idiot. That's why.
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them.
Indeed.
I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking.
So true. So we'll probably have to find somewhere else to get some more intel about what's going on.
There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something.
Hopefully.
I'm really sorry.
Hey, it's alright, Dia. Don't worry about it. Girl, you were just doing what you were doing, girl. I'll let you guys read that. If you want to pause it to read it, go ahead. Sorry if I'm going a little bit too fast. It's just I'm a fast reader. Hello, we found something.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions.
Ooh.
Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person.
Interesting.
That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
Maybe because they killed them before they could even get the more off of them, or they didn't have any more and just killed them in the first place.
No value?
Yeah. Every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered.
How interesting. Very interesting indeed. Maybe the Mora amount just happened to cancel each other out? I think that's what it says. I can't really read it.
Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all?
That could be. Considering they're killing everybody they run into, I wouldn't be surprised.
Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon Homayani?
Who's that?
Homayani? You mean Dunyarzad's family? Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazamon Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family.
Huh. Strange.
Just what the heck is going on here?
Should we say, calm down, Dia, or should we go, let's analyze the situation first? The way I do it is, I would try and calm her down first, so that way we can analyze what's going on.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet.
Indeed, that's the best way to do it.
But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakana Lakmar?
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon as their person of contact?
Huh. That is interesting to think about. Considering that her own employers would do that. That's very interesting.
They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Rebat or Port Ormos.
If the customer was actually aware of this, when preferred, he's been supplying the bargain. I can't read the rest. You guys can read it. I mean, I could read it, but I don't like reading out loud. I suck at it. Let's go with this one.
Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
That's true.
I honestly have no idea. I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment cost for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past? But that's still just a speculation. I don't think the Master would stoop so low to make Mora.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that she would know anything about this either.
You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
But what should we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homayanis. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dekhan al-Akmar.
Indeed.
Dia, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy?
Paimon does have a point. But in other cases, we have to do what we can do for them, so...
I've considered that possibility. But even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust.
That's true too, Dia. Even though we're friends too, so...
She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion.
Yeah.
That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Yeah, I do. I hope so too. I hope it would be a help of her too.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
Okie dokie. Back to Sumeru City. And confront her best friend about this. Zoom in. Guess I have to teleport here? Oh, the person left! No! Oh well. That's alright. Okay, we're gonna go down this way.
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't have run into any trouble then. Well, how did it go? What did you come up with?
Actually, we are still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Something like that. Yeah.
You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. How should I put this?
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet.
Ooh.
On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, "Dunyarzad, we're back!" So tell me, what happened?
Well?
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
The Master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. Don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can. My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you.
Indeed, it does.
I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them.
Yeah, really. I mean, seriously, unless he's, like, Dia had speculated that he owes them money. So that's probably why he was giving them supplies and stuff, to pay him back.
Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story, and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
I agree, that does feel unlikely so, though.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunyarzad?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me.
I feel bad for her because feels like her father's betrayed her and the person who they hired.
Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while. In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dia?
That's true. Why would he do that?
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
That's true. Why did he? There's other mercenaries besides Dila on doing that. So why would he reach out to her and the Blazing and her companions? That's strange.
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much thought.
Well, I am. You should too, Dila.
I think I get what you're saying.
Or Dia.
You'd think none of this was a coincidence.
Exactly.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any sense.
Indeed. What doesn't make sense? It doesn't make sense at all that they put her out through this.
If my father had always been in contact with the Khan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dia into her house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dia to be your bodyguard?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore.
That's true.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
Yeah, that's also true too.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
I can't really read that.
Sorry we put all of this on you so suddenly, Dunyarzad.
Aw, Paimon, you're so sweet. Love you.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you.
Huh? Why?
Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to reason.
Yeah, you go for it.
But is that really the right thing to do?
Well, yeah, it's her dad.
My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have zero sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same.
I agree with Dila on that one, though.
However, the Homayani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness.
Yeah.
If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Aww. Oh dear. This makes me sad.
Tia.
Don't bring sadness into this.
It's alright, Dia. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried about right now.
Hey! It's still too early to give up hope! What was the thing about friendship again?
True friends is built on trust.
Right, yeah, trust! You said that yourself, Dia! Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts!
Trust. I'll go with that one. He might have conflicting feelings of his own.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the trust that I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the Master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation.
Indeed,
Let's meet at
because
the
I want
usual
to know what's
place
going on too. Like, why would he do this in the first place?
Usual place? Oh, right!
To the bazaar! Da, 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 da. Charge! Oh, maybe it's not here. Well, it's a little shortcut for me to take, so... Whee! Curse! Splat!
Thank you for coming, sir.
Interesting.
Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to her is her travel companion, Paimon.
Ah, yes. My daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
We're finally getting to the bottom of this.
That's what you found. Huh. Seems like I can't keep everything from you much longer.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Yes, please tell us why in the hell would you do this?
Well, it's a long and difficult story. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing.
Just tell us, man!
What I do know, though, Dia, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of anguish.
Just tell us.
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss.
True.
Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you. The facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the wind. If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow.
I do. Something's up. Is our father dead?
I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him.
That is true. Everything she's done is for herself.
I came here today to support you as the head of the Homayani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
Aw, Dia, you're so sweet.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits.
Oh
They had
boy.
superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support. Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Aww, that's so cute.
Really? I never knew.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age.
Aww.
We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father.
No, he wasn't. He was an asshole.
To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time, and offered everyone generous remuneration.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door.
Interesting.
The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
Ooh. He fell ill.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own.
Huh. That's quite interesting. So he volunteered Dia in order to protect her to make sure Dia was safe. Intriguing.
At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts, and in particular, a mercenary named Dia.
Interesting. So her own father was the one who recommended her.
So
Like I
he was
said.
the one who recommended Dia to you.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dia could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
Aw, that's so sweet. Her dad was trying to get her out of that life and have a better life, out of the life of a mercenary.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Dia as my own daughter.
Oh, that's so sweet! Oh.
And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and I all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
Aww.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dia's fees. I refused to take any mora from him, but he'd always sent me funds anyway. Eventually I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wait! Isn't that around the time that Dekana Alakmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things. But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dia at risk.
Aw, that's sweet.
That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end,
Hello, new
it was
person.
the wrong decision.
Welcome to the
I
stream.
plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
Right now, we're just figuring out that Dia's father has been was one supporting her employer to take care of her and protect her and get her away from the desert life and being a mercenary. Which is very intriguing and heartwarming, but that doesn't explain some of the stuff, though.
If you can, please tell me where he is now.
Indeed.
None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world.
I have to agree with Dilo on that one.
If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
I have to agree.
Oh no. Dia, please don't feel that way.
True. Paimon has a point. Because without her, we wouldn't have been good friends with her.
I'm just
Aw, the
angry
person
because I
left.
can't wrap my head around any of his actions.
Well, I'll see them next time then. Maybe I'll go with that one.
Another way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head.
Well, because you never really got to know your father.
But I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone.
I have to agree with him too.
I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dekana Alakmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Then I guess this is bye for now, unless...
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle
Hello,
this.
new person.
I feel like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the core of 30 and let them render judgment.
Yes. I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose. It's time to face my mistakes.
Aww. Ten.
You're not at the house, right?
If y'all hear talking in the background, that would be my best friend. She's amazing and also a dork. If she ever ends up watching this, I'm gonna kick her butt. Later. Let's see. Go to... Oh, I guess we gotta go and... Oh, we gotta turn it into nighttime. Okay. I was confused and can barely read the side of the screen. Let's see, turn it to night. Low. I made it go night. I guess I have to go. Yeah, it says wait outside the tavern. But I don't. Do I have to wait a couple of days? Let me try again. Hello, new person. Welcome to my stream. Wolf, if this is you, enjoy. Oh, there he is. I guess I did have to wait a few days.
Huh? Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh. Keep your voice down. How do you know all that?
He ugly.
Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private. This place should do. Alright, back to my question. How did you all know about me?
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Ooh. Probably get his butt kicked.
Wait, there's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
I'll see that person later then.
So what's in it for you you anyway, Mora?
The look on Paimon's face. It's adorable.
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I waited in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick Mora.
You dumbass! Why would you do that? He's a mercenary. He will kill you or other people.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Dekhan al-Akmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations.
Thank you, Dila. Or
If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Thank you.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of more from my last run. Just give me a number. I'm sure we could...
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
Indeed.
All right, sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some nice words for me later.
Nope. We'll give you the full sentence and let you suffer.
They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure. And then you can forget about any nice words from us.
Hey, come on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for you all.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks from the Corps and have them drag you back to the city.
Indeed. And let them kick his butt. And give him punishment for what he done. I have to teleport all the way over there. Do 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 do. Holy crap, that's far. Oh, luckily there's a teleport right here.
Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Dear, why are you here?
Haven't you all done enough?
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Oh yeah, it does, because you all are causing so much trouble.
You asked for it.
Holy crap!
You ain't messing around. Let's get it on.
That ability! Holy crap, that was awesome! Take that, you asshole! Get the fuck out of here! You're not worthy to be in my presence! Yeah, I kicked the butt! I love the kick in the butt. No! Why is everybody leaving me? Just kidding.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore.
Oh. Oh no, something tells me that he's dead.
Did you understand a single word I just said? Or do I need to bash your skull in some more?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dia, the boss can't come out and see you anymore.
Oh no.
He died a long time ago.
Oh no. I knew it. I knew he passed.
What?
Poor Dia.
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
Aww.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
Oh no. He got killed.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
Let me start from the beginning. Dia, do you know how the head of the Relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record.
Huh, interesting.
Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's Relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters. Whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit.
Wait a minute.
Both as a symbol of loyalty.
That would mean Dia's dad was probably part of them, and they kept a record of him. And as soon as he left, that shit went down, man.
That's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tigridi, and all the boys who grew up with Dia and ended up joining our ranks.
Oh, wow.
But you, Dia, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
No.
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's Relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules.
Wow. So he wasn't such a bad guy after all. He truly cared about his daughter.
Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dues we had to pay regularly to headquarters. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of excuses and get beaten up as a result.
Oh, man. That bites. That's probably why he kept walking around with a cane. And then it led up to his death.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or